Hey dudes, Alpha Omega Anime Reviewer here. I just wanted to talk about a show that I watched called Assassin's Pride. It's about Kufa, who decides to train a princess named Melita Angel. He was supposed to kill her, I guess, but he's so inspired by her perseverance that he decides to give her some of his powers. The story is just a little bit complicated, so I'll try and summarize it as quickly as I can. Melinda is a princess, but everyone thinks that she's a talentless hack because she doesn't have any powers. Whenever she gets Kufa's powers, she starts to get popular and proves herself to everyone. They win a school battle, save a town, defeat a group of evil wizards trying to kill her, and also, Kufa is secretly a vampire. And only Melinda really knows, so that's something really personal between them. Each character has their own issues, and I think they're pretty full of depth. Melita just wants people to like her, and Kufa helps her do that. Melita's cousin wants to fit in and be like everyone else, but her family makes her dress better than everyone, and it's tough for her. Rossetti wants Kufa to like her because they grew up together, and he doesn't remember her. I could go on, but it would probably get pretty boring. The world building is something that I thought was really interesting. There's a school just for girls, and it teaches them how to use their powers. It makes me wonder where the guys go, since there's more than one dude that they show using powers. The main city is in a big dome, and I thought that was cool. There's this big chandelier outside the dome, and another town in a big pit. It makes me think that the world may be a post-apocalyptic thing, but they never really reference it, kinda like Adventure Time. They really make you piece those things together by yourself. This show has a ton of characters. Some of them only show up a couple times, and there's still a bunch of them in every scene. My favorite girl is this one because she has short hair, has firepower, and wears shorts. She's pretty cute. Other than her, my next favorite's probably Salacha, because she has pink hair and she's one of the 3 characters that has big boobs. The intro is so dang good that I can't help but love it. There's also a really fun Beat Saber level that uses it too. Tell me if you guys can beat it. Their school outfits are pretty original, I think. I don't think I've seen anything like them before. Kufa's outfit is pretty cool too. I can see people saying it's just a rip-off of Kirito, but I think the sash, belt, and collar make him really stand out. Another standout feature of this show is that once Melinda starts trying to show people how great she is, they start respecting her and they become her friends. In the final arc, these girls betray Melita, and in the end, they decide to be friends with her again because she's so strong. Even her father says that he respects her in the end, and he was the one who set Kufa up to assassinate her in the beginning of the show. There's an episode where they have a pajama party in the sewers, and that was pretty cute, but it turns into a horror story after an evil witch starts chasing them. They end up getting all goopy, and that part was pretty nice. There was a really funny detective part where Kufa is the suspect of some murders because another vampire is murdering people. Then that vampire turns out to be a big spider that killed Kufa's orphan friends. They take him out in a really creative way, and it makes me think that the show has some smart people behind it. There's also this short scene in episode 7 where an assassin hands Kufa a vial of something, and it doesn't get brought up until episode 9 when he saves a man's wife with it. There's plenty of romantic parts in the show too. Vampire and Melinda have some pretty good chemistry. The first scene has him catching her as she falls off of a balcony. There's a part where they dance in a zero-G cave, and she even holds his hand while he sleeps after they all get scared by the evil witch. The action is all really good. Early on, Kufa even gets his arm chopped off in a serious fight. Thankfully, his vampire powers allow him to reattach it. Then, the Luma Lumiere fight, and the final fight. I really think that people should give this show a chance just for the fight scenes alone. The final villain was a super surprise, because they fight him as soon as we meet him, and they win. It really shows how powerful Melita has become. Vampire didn't even need to turn into his vampire form with her by his side. That is a real character development moment. Something that I thought was a little weird was how they go into the city and the mayor executes a guy because he's shouting. Then they help the guy that did the execution. I thought he was gonna be a villain, but I guess not. Kufa also only really becomes a vampire twice. I thought that was gonna be a bigger part of the show. And something even more disappointing was that only 3 of the girls have boobs. All the rest of them are flat, and that doesn't give a lot of variety to them. Watching the dub had some pretty funny lines, and I think that's the better way to watch it. Overall, I would say that this show is pretty good. Some of the names are dumb, and there's a couple of parts with some bad animation, but not really enough to hurt the show. If you like action with a little bit of romance that doesn't take over the show, then you should give this one a try. Hey dudes, don't forget to LCS. I really enjoyed this show. I think it had its share of issues, but I really liked it. If you have any anime recommendations that I'll really like, be sure to let me know and I might just make a video on it. If I do end up making a video on it, I'll give you a huge Anime Alpha shout out.